Hi everyone, this is The Drop. I'm Hatim.
I'm Safia.
I'm Maha.
And we're going to be talking about Season 8, Episode 4 of Game of Thrones. So girls, we've been past the last episode and we were a little disappointed. What do you think of this episode, your first impressions?
I believe that it was lighter on action and it was heavier on sort of strategy and planning. And I actually, even though I was anticipating a lot of action, I actually enjoyed this. The conversation.
Yeah, I think it sort of harkens back to what Game of Thrones used to look like back in Season 1 to Season 4. It was a lot of conversation between, especially between Varys and Tyrion.
Yes.
I loved that part because it felt like, we were
That
back into
was
that
my
phase.
favorite part.
Yeah, because those two are veterans in
there was
this.
something he said to Varys, he was like, let's go 20 years back. And war, misery and murder. All because Robert Baratheon loved someone who didn't love him back.
Yeah.
And that was just showing that if Lyanna loved him back, there would be no Jon Snow,
I agree. Like for me, this episode was better than the last one.
Yeah.
And that's probably because I think I got to see more of my characters the way I know them. Not how Game of Thrones wants to showcast them, I guess. I got a lot of insight into the characters I love, especially Tyrion, right? Like I saw his brains go again, and that was something I personally loved about this entire episode. But other than that, there was more action in my opinion. I did not see the dragon being killed coming, but when it did kind of make it real okay. There are no safe characters in Game of Thrones, and that element I think was injected back because we never thought the dragons are going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because we thought if they've pumped the season because the dragons are finally going to get their chance to shine. So that element literally moved me. So
I think not just the nostalgia factor played into this episode, but the fact that Game of Thrones this season is shorter. It's only 6 episodes. We have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
And they don't have the time to sort of engage in this sort of character study that they used to do.
Exactly.
Back in the older seasons, they really took their time with every single character.
To build a character.
Exactly. Like plot holes, and they filled that entire thing up. They had proper character arcs, and at this stage, they're just expecting that we remember all of that and, just follow the action.
But don't you feel that through the conversations, it is an insight and it leads you back to season 1?
And it feels much better. It feels a lot more richer in terms of character development. You get to sympathize with those same characters again. You see eye to eye with their goals. And that, I think it sets a very interesting path and trajectory for the rest of the season.
I agree. But they are being casual about their direction. There was a Starbucks coffee cup
that is
on
something
set.
that would happen to us though,
Yeah, like okay.
You're running a $15 million an episode
Exactly.
production. You can't forget
You can't forget a Starbucks.
Caramel
we know that
macchiato
Daenerys
on the
likes
desk.
Starbucks now, don't we?
No, but that was, come on, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Man. That's a
it's a
big thing. You didn't see it when you were directing it. You didn't see it when you were editing that part out. I mean, I am very disappointed. This just goes to prove the point I was making earlier that something has happened. Maybe it's the higher-ups who have just decided to give a different tinge to this entire season. But it's a lot, they're taking their audience for granted a lot in my opinion. It's on us.
It's a corporate machine. Like
It
Game of
is.
Thrones is so huge at this stage. It's season 1 to season 4. Nobody expected that Game of Thrones would reach the level it is right now. And now when it is, they're sort of just punching out the numbers, and because it's pulling out good numbers, but at the end of the day, you're disappointing a lot of fans.
You are, because you have a lot of fans to begin with, because you created a plot that was never seen before. Infusing politics with emotions, with ruthless killing, with fiction, all
and
these
sort
things.
of violence in the season that used to really jar a person.
Safia, if you remember some of the comments we were reading regarding Game of Thrones, and some of the people were saying that it's as if the writers have just rushed it.
Yeah.
They have just rushed the end of...
I agree. Because I
everything
think
is rushed.
Keeping the season congested to 6 episodes is a really silly move. Because I think you're not only forced to speed the whole thing up, we've had 2 episodes in the start of the season which were practically close to nothing when it comes to narrative direction. And now, after the long night and this episode, it still feels like they needed more time. They
Definitely.
needed at least 2-3 more episodes
I
to
agree.
set a
Absolutely, I
course for the
agree.
rest
And
of
I
the
feel
season.
even because they are really trying to push this through in every kind of action, they're trying to literally just shove in this one episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is so rushed,
It's
including
mixed
the
up
fact
as
that
well.
John and Daenerys, you know, like it's becoming more prominent and more surface level now, that tension.
She is her aunt after all.
Yes,
His
true.
aunt, I mean,
And
he's obviously a little
So
weirded
what
out.
do you guys think will happen there, since she is his aunt? How they're not gonna get married?
I do
No,
not think
not
Daenerys
at
is
all.
concerned about the aunt thing.
She's more concerned
at
about
all
the
because
Iron Throne.
She's more like, I just want to forget about this.
Yeah.
And she's told him that, just don't tell anybody, bury this deep
Yeah,
down.
but
Which
Sansa
he
made it a
And
point
Sansa
to
has
go and
tell
announce it.
everyone.
flaunted this information
Yes.
to
Yeah.
Tyrion, and telling it to Tyrion is like, okay.
He's like, that line was very nice, that how many people know? 8 people.
people.
So
That's
Basically
basically
everyone knows.
everybody. And practically, like, at this stage, I think in the last episode, I'm expecting that, Jon and Daenerys will finally have that clash.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
to who
they
gets
will.
to be
They
in that
will.
position of power. And I think this is exactly what I wanted your opinion on, both of you, that seeing Daenerys in this position, seeing her lead her armies now, she is so different from what she used to be. She used to be a liberator, and she was just in a very cruel way.
Yes.
But she used to be a liberator of sorts. People used to respect her, and now she's in that place when she just feels like a very pretentious ruler who will not take no for an answer.
I know you're gonna get a lot of bashing for this, but it's
I
okay.
will. But again, I'm not a huge fan of Daenerys.
She was even
You
with the
aren't.
army. She was saying, "Let's go now." She was pushing
Yeah.
it forward, and Sansa said, "Let them recover. Let's wait a while."
Sansa has showed a lot more wisdom in this scenario, even though I understand.
of a leader.
Yeah, I agree. And I understand Daenerys' perspective here, that you can't just send your army. If you wait, they're going to
Yeah, get
build up their
stronger.
armies more. But they don't have the forces at all right now.
But when she was told that if you attack, you're going to be killing the innocents.
Yeah, and they're stuck in the red keep. And her strategy is that, we'll just bring them out, we'll tell them to
No,
stop.
but she was literally like, that's a very small cost to pay. These were her very words.
Because at the end of the day, she is the daughter of the Mad King, and
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
tendencies are now really bubbling up.
In my
And,
opinion, yeah.
But again,
But you know how I used to, in previous seasons, when I used to look at Daenerys, it was like, it wasn't even a matter of a question, because I knew that this is the character I want to see on the Iron Throne.
Exactly.
But now I'm starting to question it a
Doubt
little.
it, definitely.
Jon Snow, in my opinion, I would love to see him there.
John would never take the throne.
Yeah,
He's-
but that's
he
what
is-
makes that's what makes him all the more deserving, that he is
True,
not
yes.
doing anything for the throne.
Can I ask you guys, Brienne and Jamie,
Yeah.
what did you feel about that?
I felt that there was a lot of tension.
Yeah, definitely.
Since the past lot of seasons.
Yeah.
But again, it was weird to see Brienne at the end, because I'm so
yeah.
used to her being this very
Tough
sort of
and brave
figure, yeah,
woman.
exactly.
That is something that disappointed me, because not taking away from the fact that she was vulnerable in love, we all have been, but what kind of unsettled me was that she defies all stereotypes that a normal woman abides by in that show, in the world, right? Like, she stands for resilience, and she does not
Yeah.
care for things that make her vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that doesn't mean that she's not human and she doesn't feel, but perhaps her vulnerability towards Jamie in their love or whatever, just seeing her like that really unsettled me, because she's really been a pillar of strength of sorts for at least
She was just so vulnerable, and
But
he
I-
loved her,
viewership.
yeah.
I think there's always been a clash between Brienne's honor and her feelings for Jamie, because at the end of the day, we know that Jamie used to be a very detestable person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
his thing
obviously.
with Cersei, and he threw Bran off a roof, and he's done some terrible things.
And the very fact that he acknowledged it
Admitted it
He
to
acknowledged
her.
it, and he told her, and I think that really, if anything was to bring out that emotion, it was that Brienne would inevitably feel that guilt, that why would I fall in love with a man who is so
Yeah.
dishonorable and compared to her own personality. So it's a very weird dynamic there, but I do like the character, and I love how they sort of brought them together at the end of the day. That's fine.
She also allows us to see Jamie in a very new light, I feel.
It was her
because-
that changed Jamie's character.
Yeah, and he has exponentially grown since the very first episode where he pushed Bran off.
Yeah, because when his arm was chopped off in season 3, that's when the character changed completely, and the Jamie now is completely different than Jamie of season 1.
Okay, I have a question. What about Miss Ande's death? What she screams?
Dracarys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys
There's a theory
think
to
that
this.
means?
That she wants Daenerys to know that you should attack with fire. You know, you should attack the whole place
it's
with fire.
practically it's burn them all.
Yeah,
Sort of.
burn them all.
But I think it would have been cooler if she said Valar Morghulis because that's how they
Yeah.
first met. That's the first sort of sentence they exchanged with each other.
But
Yeah.
for a moment there, I did think Cersei's gonna melt when Tyrion was speaking to her and how.
Oh, Cersei has melted in her own way, I guess, because if, for example, if in the next episode, if Jaime ends up at the battle and if Jaime approaches Cersei, she won't be able to attack.
I
but
think she will.
she's a very
ruthless.
vindictive woman. She'll attack Tyrion, but she won't attack Jaime.
I think she'll
She's
kill.
always gonna have a soft spot for Jaime. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think she
I
can.
think she'll kill him.
But
think
For the
she will.
throne, she will.
because notice that she sent Bronn to kill both of them
Yeah.
indirectly. She can't do it herself. She can't be put in that position when she has to make the decision whether or
Yeah.
not Jaime should live.
Well, let's just say that we are excited for the
Yes.
next episode because we have been told that it will be full of action.
It
It has
will
to
be.
be.
It
And
It
it's-
has to
It has to
be.
be. Please, we need
We
like
need
a
it.
mend to this season.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's like it's the
Please
last season.
come
We
on,
can't-
cut the crap and
Yeah.
please don't leave any coffee tables, coffee cups on the tables, please.
But yes, I think it's set to be an exciting episode. The same
Yeah.
director as The Long Night, so we can expect a lot of spectacle. Daenerys actually, Emilia Clarke, she went on television to say that it's
Episode
like
5 is
Yeah.
the one.
it's
Yes.
the biggest one you're going to see. So please, I hope
Let's
it doesn't.
hope
I
so.
hope it doesn't suck. So guys, what about the part when when Gendry, proposes to Arya? It was pretty cute, but
Yeah.
again,
It was a no.
It was a no.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
it was an honorable no.
Yeah.
I think so too, because Arya, her training and her entire
Yeah.
her journey has not led to I'm going to marry and settle
Exactly.
as a queen or as a lord's wife or somewhat. That's not Arya's journey. She has to fight, and she will continue to fight. And she's
Yes,
very
definitely.
family oriented. I think she's going to stick with the Starks. Though it did kind of suck to see Gendry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
was
yeah,
That was
heartbreaking.
a little, but I think she did the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think she did what we expect Arya to do.
What do we expect the character to do?
So,
yeah, I
that was
think
interesting.
a complete opposite of what Brienne did
So
actually.
this was a very interesting element in my opinion, how Brienne could have gone with Jaime but she
Yeah.
realized that she has to stay back, and how Arya could have said yes
Yeah.
to Gendry but
Yeah,
she
yeah,
said
exactly.
no. So I guess everyone's realizing the things that they need to do,
Yeah,
and they have
and
responsibilities.
they're sort of their place and their responsibilities in the wider scheme of things.
Yes.
So they've sort of put those plans on hold
Yes.
for now, I suppose. But guys, your rating of the episode out of 10?
I'm
be
gonna
honest.
say a 7.5. I think.
It's
Yeah.
very modest.
Yeah, same.
I was around the 9
Oh,
ballpark.
wow.
but it was a nice episode. I liked it. I mean,
Okay.
Hasn't been the best.
Not the
it
best.
wasn't the best episode.
This is
Maybe
the best
next will be
episode this
nice.
season. Maybe.
Again, I don't want to get bogged down with the intricacies of this thing. It was a nice episode.
Okay.
Okay,
We
cool.
agree.
We agree
Oh
to
my
disagree.
God. Okay, fine. That's okay. We'll accept that.
Yeah.
So guys, this was The Drop. We hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and please leave your comments down below. We hope to engage in a nice discussion with you, and see you next time.